It kept reconnecting. Da da da. See if I can get anything in here. I was just playing with the Everyday Witch, and I haven't been live in a long time, and I thought that I would try it and see what happens. Maybe, maybe we'll see. We'll pull some cards and see what happens. We got a little friend here with us flying around. Let's see here. Oh, whoa. Too much going on there. Let's see. Hey y'all, how are y'all doing? Welcome to y'all Southern Intuition. We're just gonna pull some cards and see what they say. How's that? Yeah, let's get a nice, good shuffle here. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, da-na-na, it's the tower. Oh, the tower is showing up here. Whoa, chaos, destruction. Things go boom, right? Sometimes things have to crash and burn, really to make room for something new and better. That's really sometimes just what's got to happen. Uh, you see, this fairy tower kind of reminds me of Rapunzel's castle, you know. Rapunzel, let down your hair here. Whatever. It's in smoking ruins. It's ruined. And then you got the witch here who's got this very mischievous look on her face. And she's got that wand that's behind her back with these tiny little sparks shooting out of it. There is a black and a white cat that is peering cautiously out from underneath this bush here. He looks like he's scared, right? He's kind of freaking out. And she's got this pointed black hat on and the black cape, and both the cape and her long dark hair here really kind of blowing in the wind that's been created by this explosion that's happened. Oh my God. And the feeling of this card is wild and it's chaotic. It's not really depressing. In fact, you suspect that perhaps this witch has purposely blown things up. You just can't, for the life of you, figure out why. Why would she do that? Life rarely runs smoothly, of course. But there are times when it seems as though our entire existence is crashing down around us. I know during eclipse season, it was kind of crazy for everybody, right? It really seemed that way. Really, really seemed that way. But the tower is all those fucked up things, jobs lost, relationships implode, we lose friendships, things that we treasured. And some of this is just life, right? After all, everyone knows that stuff happens, shit happens. But much of the time, that chaos, that destruction, it just kind of has to occur to make room for something new and better. Take heart, try to see the positive in this, right? Even the worst situation, you're gonna survive, right? You're gonna survive. You might even feel like you're in the midst of some sort of chaos right now. You might feel, oh my God, it could have already happened, to you. It might still be on its way. And it's already happened. What can you learn from this? What new positive thing can arise out of these ashes of what you have lost? If you're in the midst of that mess, how can you cope better? Or who can you ask for help? Because if the crisis is on the horizon, then how can you prepare better now, knowing that it's coming, right? It could be. Look deep, and you may find that you already knew. There was something you had to let go of, no matter how difficult that process could be. What can you build out of whatever remains here? That's a different question. You also have to believe when you are spiritual aspect here and you know these signs, when you think about just you manifesting, right? If the witch purposely blew this tower up, if she was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna it's gonna happen, man," you know? It's going to happen. You can't really control it. Gosh. Man, I'm getting choked up. Hmm. Maybe it's the dust. Hmm. The dust from that tower. Oh, hmm. Whoa. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see what else we got going here. Oh, a three of pentacles. Aw, aw. You working with somebody? Somebody is helping you rebuild this tower? Like, I just got that crazy game Jenga, that Jenga tower. Like, where somebody come in and they just kind of fucked everything up, right? This they pulled that one wrong peg. And sometimes you got people that won't even help you. They're like, "Oh, the game is over now. The game was rigged against me and I'm not going to play anymore or whatever." Bullshit. Maybe now you've got somebody working with you to create something wonderful here. Many hands make light work, as long as you can share a common purpose and a vision and everyone plays nice. You can't just have one person over here like fucking up the tower, throwing stuff around. That'd be screwed up. That one person is just like destroying everything, destroying the Jenga tower, leaves you to just clean it up by yourself. When it comes to even like a castle in itself, you cannot build it alone, right? I feel like you or either somebody here that you're involved with, it requires your cooperation, or you soon are going to have to be required to help rebuild this damn tower. And of course, it's good to be a part of the team. If is there anything that you could do here to make this go smoothly? Is there someone here that isn't working well with others? What is your best way to deal with the fact of that type of person in a productive manner here? How can you deal with that person that doesn't want to play nice, that just destroys the tower, makes it fall apart? How can you deal with that? How can you deal with it? Oh, and then here's the King of Pentacles, right? Look at that guy. He's like, "Oh, I want my cake and I want to eat it too. Like, I want to destroy the tower. I want to throw it all over the place. And then I want to sit back and I want to watch you rebuild it. I'm going to just not put any effort into it." Right? You can have your cake here and eat it too. Yeah, you can. If you work hard and you do good for others, all will be well. You can rebuild that tower. You can fix it. You can fix it. I wish that this wasn't shaking so much. I apologize if it is. Oh, kings are strong, right? But that doesn't mean that this king card it's not necessarily it could be a woman, right? But it's mostly usually a man. It- It's it could be you wanting to have your cake and eat it too. You tore the tire up, you don't want to work on it, or somebody else here tore it up, don't want to work on it. However, this person is that person that has a desire for security and nice things. And are you taking full advantage of the gifts that he offers you? And if what he offers you is truly what you want, do you want what he's offering you? Does he want to help you rebuild this tower? That's a you question, right? Because I think that you feel like you've been doing this alone. The hermit energy is showing up here. So you feel like you were doing this alone. Maybe you felt like you were building that tower. You were sitting there playing that Jenga game. And then all of a sudden you were just like, fuck it. I'm done doing this with that tower energy. Because there is wisdom, you know, if you think about it, there is wisdom. Maybe you needed some quiet time because I just got that Alan Watts video. It's called Listen. And he's like helping you describe a sense of meditation and meditating. And obviously alone is not the same as lonely, but this is definitely a good indication that you need to be alone for a while. And that's not a bad thing at all. It's kind of hectic right now, especially with this tower energy. Things are just kind of nuts. So you probably need some peace and quiet. It doesn't mean that you got to go off and sit in the woods by yourself after this tower is imploded. But maybe you should get off the phone, get off the computer, get off of YouTube. I don't know. For a few hours at least. He just is like, "Stop, stop, be quiet. Shh, you know, we need to listen to my inner voice here. All this chaos going on. I was done with it. Now there's a sense of trying to build upon that, but you just I don't know. It's like you got lost in the noise of all of that. Maybe now's not the time to rebuild it. Maybe right now you just need to be present with yourself. Oh, three of wands, though. Yeah. Be present with yourself and just kind of wait. Uh, Keep focused, right? You're nearly there. Whatever your goal you're trying to achieve here, you are nearly there. Hard work is about to pay off. All right. So as what I'm gathering is that the tower went boom. You're trying to rebuild it with this king who wants his cake and eat it too. And so you've like got to take a step back and be alone for a while. And that's okay because you still have your eye on the prize here. You still have your eye on the prize. Some sort of options, some sort of opportunities. You've been working towards that goal. And you're definitely close at achieving it. You're definitely close at rebuilding this tower. Of course, the problem with being so focused on something, maybe that tower, I said you could be missing something else that's in front of you. Hmm. You might want to ask yourself, uh, have you been too intent on building that tower? Have you? Are you looking at the big picture here? Don't forget to be in the present. Be in the present, working towards that future. Oh, well, Mr. Handsome Man showing up, the King of Love, the King of Cups is showing up. Now you got two kings, but the King of Love is showing up here for you. Oh, yes, him is, him is. Isn't that nice? This king is about ruling his emotions. Don't rule him. You know, it's good to be in control, but you got to be careful not to separate yourself from others too much. Okay. Once again, the tower. Did you implode this tower? Did you make this tower fall? Did you? Maybe you didn't. Maybe they did. I don't know. But the King of Cups is obviously opening up your heart here. This is ripping open your heart. This is someone that is definitely a very powerful individual, but he could keep a little bit of emotional distance. Maybe that's why maybe you're just like trying to get his attention. Hello, over here with the tower. Do you not feel nothing? Do you not feel a damn thing? Oh, no matter who he is, he may be supportive, right? He could be even someone that you love. He's loving, but he's a little weary of getting involved. He doesn't want to help you rebuild this tower. He's a little weary of it. He's wise though, you know, maybe he's got his own reasons for not getting involved. He's experienced other things before. He knows that love can be complicated. Love can be a battlefield. Love is a battlefield. This could just be you. And you needed to take a closer look at the interactions with others. If you're blowing up towers, are you willing to help out here? If you don't have to get too close, are you holding your heart a little too safe? Perhaps, no, it's time to blow the damn tower up and go join the rest of the world. Go on, move somewhere else, do something else, you never know. You never know. Ooh. Well, the King of Cups shows up here with this Queen of Swords next to him, and she's not very nice. No, she's not. Well, it's not that she's nice. She's just that wise woman, and she knows that the only way that to deal with this situation is with integrity and intelligence. And she's in control, and she's powerful, and she's going to cut through the nonsense. You know, who here is going to help fix this? This could be an older person in your life, someone of power. You'll recognize her by her insistence on truth and fair play. You have to play fair here, right? This is someone that you can depend on for help as long as you're willing to work with her by her rules. She's just very strong and she's smart and she's clear about that. Someone might find her, though, a little intimidating. She might be, she might be a little bit intimidating. Oh, well. Maybe you shouldn't be so cool and distant, when dealing with these people that you're trying to rebuild the tower with. Don't be afraid, really, to let your intellect shine out here. Either wisdom and clarity of thought are good things to have in a very confusing world when you can't figure out who's going to help rebuild this mess. This mess, this freaking mess that you got going on here, right? Da-na-na. Hanged man. Hanged man energy showing up. Hmm. And I wonder. He's just hanging around. This could be in the energy that you're not even aware of, also. Just because you haven't moved in ages doesn't mean that you're stuck. Oh, wait. Yes, it does. No one, though, is ever truly stuck. But there are definitely times when it feels like it, of course. He reminds us that even if we all hit the wall, sometimes the only way out is to go over around it instead of, through the wall. You can't just go right up there and start building the tower. You might have to go around. You might have to start picking up bricks and things around the sides, and make your way into it. You might need to stop banging your head against it long enough to figure out a completely different approach. But clearly, whatever you've been doing hasn't been working, when it comes to rebuilding this tower. So if you're stuck, try looking at the situation from a different angle with a better attitude at that. You can do something to get yourself unstuck. Or you can simply accept that you are stuck. You're stuck there and see if there are any benefits to be had from simply hanging around for a while. Maybe that's you, just hanging around for a while here. Oh, you want to rebuild this though. Four of Wands energy. You want to rebuild this. I don't think that you want to be in this hermit mode forever. I don't think that you want to be in this hanging around. You want to party. Hey, dude, pass the cake, You just want to celebrate. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Just the sun shining and you're gathering up your friends, your family, and enjoying the moment here of rebuilding this tower. This is a great energy. And it's definitely a sense of a happy future. And look, the tower! They rebuilt it. It's in the background. Aw, that's awesome. Mazel tov. Oh, 2 cups. 2 cups in the outcome, y'all. Oh, man. It takes 2 to tango, among other things. Oh, this is about attraction and compatibility and partnership and a start of many good things. Many, many good things here that are coming in from this tower, from this mess, this freaking mess that has happened. Here it is. All of these energies coming in here. And if you've asked about love, of course, yes, you might be, is this relationship worth hanging on to with that tower? Yes. Unless unless you know that in your heart that what you are looking for, this partnership and commitment isn't going to happen in whatever relationship you were asking about. But for the most part though, it's throughoutly positive, denoting this relationship, romantic or otherwise. It's based on trust and mutual respect. And that's a good thing, no matter what the connection is. I do feel like you are waiting here. Um, the tower fell and you're trying to figure out who's going to help me build it. Somebody's over here with their cake, they're not doing much. You felt like you were alone prior to this. That's probably why it even happened. But whatever it was that your goal here that you've seen, maybe to rebuild this tower, and I believe that. It's good. It's a good thing here. And there's a sense of your heart opening up here because of this tower. And you knowing that even though there's love here, the only way that you can rebuild this tower is with integrity and intelligence. And maybe right now, even if this king's not helping you, just hanging around and finding that different perspective of different ways that you can rebuild this is okay because you will rebuild it. The Four of Wands, it shows there in the background. You will rebuild this and you'll find love in it too. You will. You will. You got a 7 of Cups here at the bottom of the deck, and also the Moon, which is, things are kind of mysterious right now. Things you might not see them clearly. This may not make much sense because it's not even happening yet, but I do feel like you're like, "Oh my god, this one. No, wait, that one. Which one here? How do I do this?" Sometimes you just have to make a decision, and it's better to make a bad choice than no choice at all. Because I do feel like you're facing a multitude of them. And it might not be any bad option here. No matter which one you choose, things are going to turn out fine. And it's just kind of time to make a decision already. Just pick one and get on with things. You're not getting any younger sitting there trying to make up your mind. Yeah. So that is your advice. Yeah. That is your advice. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's see here. Shady D. LaFleur. I need a Leo and a Gemini reading. Mm. Hashtag flat earth and subscribe. Castle, doesn't that represent you? The castle just represents, you know, what you're building upon, something that you built with somebody else. Hmm. Very interesting. That's really cool, though. This is a good reading. I hope y'all enjoyed that. And that's what I have for you. And as always, good luck with that.